everybody, it's Krista. We just got to the farmer's market for our weekly Saturday shopping, and there are a few things that we want to find because we have an idea of something that we love to make all summer long because you can mix it up with in-season ingredients all summer. So we've got our coffee, we've got our bags, and we've got our cash. So let's make Karen's greens. Nothing compares to these greens. For this salad is onions and radishes. These are going to be perfect for the salad we want to make. It doesn't get much better than farmer's market bread. Sugar snap peas, these are going to be perfect. So we have our ingredients from the farmer's market. So I want to show you an idea for a salad that we love to make all season long. Because the beautiful thing about it is you can use spring veggies in it, and then as summer veggies start appearing, you can do different versions with summer veggies. It's called a Panzanella salad. So a Panzanella salad is actually like a Tuscan style salad. It's typically made with tomatoes and bread. And what you do is you make a dressing and then you pour it on and the bread actually soaks up the dressing. It is insanely good. So what I want to do for you today is a spring-inspired version of a Panzanella salad. And so we are actually going to pickle veggies to go with this. And I know if I say pickled veggies to you, you're probably thinking of something that takes a ton of time, that's super fancy, and requires all this fancy equipment. And so I want to show you a quick pickling version. You don't need anything fancy to do this. When we found this, it inspired us to do this with all kinds of veggies because it is so fast and easy. So what we're gonna do, all you need is a saucepan. And you actually don't even need that big of a saucepan because you're only gonna add about 2 cups of liquid. So we've got a cup of water, and then we have a cup of white distilled vinegar. Now do not laugh at me when I tell you that because of my mom and grandma, I thought you could only clean with this. Turns out you can cook with it too. But the reason we're using white distilled vinegar is because it's really neutral in flavor. You can of course use white wine vinegar, apple cider vinegar, red wine vinegar. You just know that that's gonna add a little bit different flavor. Red wine vinegar will of course make your veggies a little pink, but you can also pickle fruit. So for what it's worth. Then we're gonna add a tablespoon of kosher salt and a tablespoon of just white sugar. Now the reason we're using kosher salt is just make sure you're using a salt that doesn't have a lot of additives. If you use like iodized salt, it will just darken your veggies a little. So just a tablespoon of each of those, and then what we're gonna do is put it on the stove and bring it to just a boiling simmer. So you just want it just boiling. And you're gonna stir it occasionally because you want the salt and the sugar to dissolve. So while that is going, it's only gonna take a couple of minutes. Now what we're gonna make is gonna fill 2 mason jars. So what we're gonna do is radishes and onions, and I'm just gonna layer them. So start off with some radishes, and you wanna get this in here pretty tight. And then I've just got sliced, I cut it in half and then sliced some onions. You could also use red onion. And then actually the beautiful thing is you can use summer squash, zucchini, peppers, hot peppers. We have even pickled peaches, and that's insanely good too. Okay, so once we get it in there and it's pretty tight, and you want to leave about a ½ inch at the top of your mason jar for liquid. And so this is the part where you can also add fresh herbs, dried herbs. This is some fresh rosemary. You can add some black peppercorns. You could even throw in some peppers for a kick. And so now we have our pickled veggies ready. So, just like a magical cooking show, we have one that is over here that's been simmering and it's ready to go. Now, I'm gonna pour it in a measuring cup, hoping that I don't get it all over the kitchen. All right, so then you're just going to pour in each of these. Now, that one came up a little short. So what you're gonna do is this is all gonna loosen and mix in once they cool. So you're gonna cover these and let them sit at room temperature because now they're really hot. So you're gonna let them sit at room temperature for about an hour, and when they're nice and cool, then transfer them to the fridge. Now, we have been asked how long these last. I would say about 2 weeks, but honestly, I'm not real sure because they're always gone before we get to that point. Because they are so awesome to just toss on salad. Like when you don't even have toppings, just throw some pickled veggies on there because they're gonna add so much flavor. Throw some nuts on there, a little dressing, and you are totally good to go. But you can also put pickled veggies on burgers, tacos. The possibilities are endless. So now for the panzanella salad. Here is a jar of the pickled veggies already done. So what we're gonna do, this is just a bowl of some greens that we got at the farmer's market, just kind of a mix. Now what we did is we also took 3 slices of bread from the farmer's market and we just toasted it in the oven for 400 degrees. Honestly, it was about 8 minutes. I tossed them about halfway in between. Now you could add a little bit of olive oil, salt and pepper, but I didn't. This is just dried croutons. So we're gonna toss those on our salad. I'm gonna go ahead and use all of them because we've got quite a big bowl going on here. Mix them in a little. Then we have got a cup of sugar snap peas. And then we've got an avocado that's actually getting pretty soft, but we're gonna break that up, toss that on top. And then we're gonna add a couple tablespoons of feta cheese. And then we're going to add some pickled veggies. So don't hesitate to get some of the juice on there if you want, some of the liquid on there too. Look how pink and pretty they look. Okay, so then we're gonna mix up a super simple dressing. So mason jar with 3 tablespoons of oil. And then this is just a teaspoon of Dijon mustard and half a teaspoon of honey. So we're gonna add that in. And then dash of salt and pepper, about 1/8 to 1/4 a teaspoon of salt and pepper. And then we're going to take a lemon. Now we want to use about half a teaspoon of lemon zest. This is a microplane zester. If you don't have one of these, I highly recommend picking one up. You can even get them on Amazon, but I love these to zest oranges, lemons, limes. You can even zest garlic, and you can even do nuts with this and cheese. So, did you see what I just did? I put the lemon zest in the pickled veggies. That won't hurt anything, obviously. Okay, so add the lemon zest, then we're going to juice this entire lemon. So a tablespoon is in half a lemon. So we're gonna do both halves. And then there is our dressing. So shake that up and pour it over our salad. You know, one of the reasons that we started pickling veggies, because we went to the store and looked at the pickles. Have you looked at the ingredients of the pickles? There is yellow 5 and blue 1 and all kinds of stuff going on in there. And we realized you can make your own and it's so much easier and tastes fantastic and it doesn't have a bunch of additives in it. So here is our panzanella salad. Now you want to let it sit for about 5 minutes before you serve it because the dressing is going to soak into your croutons and it's going to just make it taste amazing. So I would really encourage you to keep this salad in mind as we go through the summer, because when cucumbers and tomatoes are in season or peaches, they turn into fantastic panzanella salads. And we have different versions on eatrealamerica.com, so I would love for you to check those out. And try different things and let us know what you think because we can't wait to hear from you. So enjoy and see you soon.